industry. And I just kind of want to know, like, what do you think about Elon Musk? Like,
This is Elon Musk, Tesla's co-founder and CEO. Elon is an inventor and a maverick entrepreneur, one of America's youngest billionaires.
I like exploring, I like technology, I like creating things that have never been seen before or even imagined before.
He is a genuine Silicon Valley success story. In the mid-1990s, Elon set up a small internet company. By 2002, he'd sold PayPal for $1.5 billion. Next, he founded private rocket company SpaceX. It's all part of Elon's life mission.
When I was in college, I tried to think about, well, what are the areas that would most affect the future of humanity? So the three things were the internet, making life multiplanetary, and the third being sustainable energy. So that's what really ties together my companies, is that sort of thought from 20 years ago.
Tesla Motors is Elon's sustainable energy brainchild.
his ideas are like they're very radical, and they sometimes, in my opinion, venture into like the realm of science fiction. Like, um, many of the ideas he has had, uh, uh, like you literally can see them like coming out of like science fiction movies. Like, since you worked at SpaceX, like, have you been able to like perceive his ability to like turn these like concepts into like actual realities? Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, so um my opinion from Elon was has not necessarily changed, but I had a very different opinion of him before I worked for him. So before I worked for Elon, um I read his book of it's like a third person, it's not, it's his biography. I forgot what the book title was called.
Oh yeah.
But it was his book just, it essentially highlighted like his childhood, his upbringing in South Africa, and then coming, of course, to
Yeah.
do his university over in Canada, and then the University of Pennsylvania, and then dropping out of his PhD from Stanford out of his first day to pursue his goals with X.com, with PayPal, and all that. So my opinion of him before I worked with him was that he was very, very hardworking. Um, he has a very high risk tolerance, very high pain tolerance. He's able to go above and beyond to make sure that his product is working, his product is selling. He can learn very rapidly. Um, like he went to Russia to quite literally buy ICBMs from them, and they laughed him out of the
Yeah.
room, and he came over here and founded SpaceX and built the Falcon 1, and it took them 4 tries to get to orbit, but they finally did it on their fourth try. And reading that other book by Eric Berger, I think it's called Liftoff, talks about the early days of SpaceX. And then there's a new book that talks more about the Starship program. That one's a really good read as well. So that was my opinion before I worked with Elon or worked for him. But then once I actually had the opportunity to work at SpaceX, I really, my appreciation for the work he does has heightened a lot because he's very demanding. Like working at SpaceX is a very demanding place to work. Like everyone's on the hook all the time. You constantly have deadlines. You're usually assigned to more than you can handle, and it's more of like how do you juggle everything that you have? How do you juggle the workload that you have? But you're assigned a lot, and you have the extreme ownership to be able to really own your outcome and own the whole process as a responsible engineer. So just knowing that like when I was at Starbase, I was exhausted. The work I was putting in every day, like a lot of hours each day, sometimes on the weekends. Like even after like 12 weeks of working there, I was already pretty tired. So my appreciation for the work that Elon has done has heightened because he's been doing it for 30 years. And
Mhm.
so my opinion of him is that he's done a lot. Like there's a reason why SpaceX is so successful is because they're working hard every single day. They're constantly innovating, they're constantly iterating, and it all starts from the top. Like Elon has a strong motivation, and he hires highly motivated people. And if you pitch a good idea to him, he'll fund it. He'll fund it. If you can sell him on your idea, he'll give it a chance. So I like how open-minded he is and how hardworking he is, and just overall, just the fact that he is trying to hire the best people, because the goals that he has, like you mentioned, the realm of science fiction are goals that, those are goals that are very difficult to accomplish, such as propulsive landing, reusing rockets, things like that. They're very ambitious goals, but um, his philosophy is if we work insanely hard, we have a chance of making this happen. So, like, yeah, I'm deeply motivated. Like when I was down there, I was deeply motivated to contribute to the mission. But yeah, it definitely does take a toll on you. Putting in the hours, and you have to constantly remind yourself that like what you're doing is very, very, very innovative, and it's right on the edge of like the human frontier. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've heard as well. Like, I mean, pretty much, every employee who is working for any of his companies, whether it be SpaceX, whether it be Tesla, whether it be Neuralink, everybody's working super hard. And even with the takeover of Twitter, you saw that letter being published, and he clearly did mention that there's going to be a shift in working culture, but that just